ready to go to a country that feels out of this world? To the land of white, gray, and green, whose story stretches back to the Vikings and even the Mongols. A country where only 56,000 people live, where a woman can, if necessary, marry 3 men, where only the strongest survive, where day and night change places, the land of the northern lights and infinity, still part of a monarchy. Get ready for one of the most extraordinary journeys in the world, Greenland, because you will feel the cold down to your bones. Greenland, the largest non-continental island in the world, covers an area of 2,066,000 square kilometers. 81% of the country is covered with ice, and only 56,000 people live there. Since almost no vegetables or fruit are grown in the country, they must be brought from Denmark, because Greenland is not independent. It is an autonomous territory under the Kingdom of Denmark. The country officially became part of Denmark in 1814. Although it is autonomous in internal affairs, it still recognizes Danish administration and Queen Marguerite II. All healthcare, security, and infrastructure services in the country are provided by Denmark. Although houses in Greenland are colorful, their exterior appearance is quite plain and monotonous. The reason for this is prioritizing protection against the cold rather than aesthetics. Otherwise, temperatures dropping to -60 degrees can turn you into a block of ice within minutes. Additionally, no one can own land here. After notifying the local municipality of the location and project of your house and receiving approval, you can begin construction. But the moment you step outside your door, everything belongs to the state. Interestingly, you may even see a woman married to 3 men here. I know you are surprised when you first hear this, but in Greenland, everything is based on the struggle for survival. Nearly the entire population makes a living by hunting animals, such as whales, seals, and reindeer. Their main food source is what nature provides, and even clothing and household items are still largely made from animal skin and bones. While men are out hunting, it becomes necessary to have a woman at home to maintain this system. There's even an official government institution for this. A man who cannot find someone to marry due to the low population can apply to a matchmaking institution to request a suitable spouse. But if the result is negative, another man's wife takes on the responsibility of maintaining the household together with a second or third husband. Do not be confused. These marriages are not official, do not involve sexuality, and are very rare. In reality, this situation is essentially a man without a woman at home having someone to prepare animal furs and handle household chores. Otherwise, that society could not survive. This situation stems entirely from the Greenlandic natives viewing marriage as cooperative work. In fact, calling this marriage with second and third husbands is not even an accurate term. It's truly surprising, but when survival is at stake, many things can become ordinary. So why did people feel the need to settle in this country, which is covered with ice for most of the year? In fact, the origin of the story goes back to the Vikings. A few Viking explorers discovered Greenland but did not feel the need to settle there. However, a famous Viking nobleman known as Eric the Red was sentenced to exile for a murder he committed during his years in Iceland. So in the 980s, he set sail toward the distant land he had heard of in legends and discovered what would be named Greenland. Contrary to popular belief, he did not name it Greenland because he found it during the summer. Eric the Red spent 3 years in Greenland, explored significant parts of the land, and experienced the harsh conditions and cold in all their dimensions. However, to persuade people and bring them there, he needed a name more attractive than Iceland. According to Viking legends, Eric the Red returned from exile and came back to Iceland. There, he told free men that he had discovered a lush green land and convinced them to come with him. Out of 21 ships that set out on the journey, 14 safely reached the land. The other Vikings laughed at Eric the Red, saying this was a lush green land with no green at all, and the name Greenland remained. For them, returning was no longer easy. After that, free men began to establish their settlements there. But perhaps Eric the Red named it Greenland because of the scenery he encountered. Who knows? Greenland is home to some of the world's most extraordinary landscapes, one of which is the Northern Lights. Just imagine looking up at a sky more beautiful than you could ever imagine. In the 13th century, the Inuit, more crudely referred to as Eskimos, began to settle in Greenland. These were communities largely composed of Mongolian and Siberian peoples who had crossed the Bering Strait thousands of years earlier, settling in Alaska and then Canada. In the 13th century, they began to settle in Greenland. Today, Inuit peoples make up 88% of Greenland's population. Although a significant portion of the Inuit peoples have adopted Christianity, there is also a large population that continues to practice shamanism. In various parts of the country, you can see places of worship dedicated to Tengri. The Inuit were subjected to a hidden genocide for many years, so much so that a woman who went to the doctor because she could not get pregnant discovered an IUD had been inserted into her uterus without her knowledge. Investigations revealed that doctors sent from Denmark deliberately carried out such practices to reduce the birth rate of the Inuit people. As a result, the birth rate among Inuit peoples dropped from 7 to 2. Following reports, the Danish government recently launched an investigation reaching back to the 1970s. Let's see what will come out. In this vast country, the total length of highways is only 150 kilometers. There are no highways between cities. During the winter months, the connections of many settlements are cut off. Although transportation used to be done by sleds, this has now turned into a touristic activity. And it cannot really be said that sled dogs are treated well. Everyone has a car and a snowmobile, and snowmobiles form the backbone of transportation. Only a very small number of Inuit in the far north still use sled dogs as a real means of transport. There are direct flights to Greenland only from Denmark and Iceland, and the tickets are incredibly expensive. Finding water in the country is also not easy. Because temperatures remain freezing throughout the year, municipalities distribute water to homes every few days for cleaning and other needs. In short, living in Greenland is not easy at all. Family life is also in a poor state. Nearly half of the population experiences domestic violence and early divorce. The lack of things to do during the day due to the cold has turned the local population into alcohol addicts. The fact that the legal drinking age is under 18 further increases this addiction. Men living in Greenland spend the end of their day consuming excessive amounts of alcohol after finishing their work. In 2001, the police of the town of Tasiliaq reported 15 cases of domestic violence, 2 suicides, 4 suicide threats, and 6 other violent incidents in a short period. During the same period, local health authorities stated that treatment capacity for alcohol poisoning was nearing its limit. As a result, the government banned alcohol sales in the town for 2 weeks. Such short-term alcohol bans are frequently implemented in various regions. Constant overcast weather, months-long darkness, and excessive alcohol consumption have pushed suicide and violence rates far above the world average. Life in Greenland, which may be fascinating to observe from the outside, is extremely difficult. Greenlanders, Inuit peoples who make up 88% of the population, have their own way of life. Companies in the country are run by Europeans, who are a minority. Even if an Inuit does not go to work for several days, no one has the right to object. It is neither easy to find someone to replace them, nor possible to discipline a free society accustomed to living as it wishes. Greenlanders are very warm and hospitable people. The most popular music genre in the country is rock. Do not be surprised if you see even women over 60 listening to rock music with headphones. Although the level of education was very low in previous generations, newer generations have managed to improve themselves. Because they are Danish citizens, if they go to Denmark for university education, all expenses are covered by the Danish state. This is likely an attempt by Denmark, as a colonial power, to keep the native population satisfied. However, there is no proper infrastructure. The ground being covered with hard rock and layers of ice make many means of communication, including the internet and telephone, problematic. In fact, many cities do not even have a waste management system. Trash is brought to an area adjacent to the city and dumped there, remaining under snow in winter and under the invasion of crows during the summer months. Television and internet are provided via satellite signals in each town and city. For this reason, the internet speed in the country is quite low and expensive. The minimum wage in Greenland is 2,204 euros as of 2023. If you are a skilled worker or technician, your salary can rise to 6,000 to 7,000 euros. Those involved in fishing also earn a significant amount of money.
So, had you heard that Donald Trump wanted to buy Greenland with money? Trump's purchase offer was met with major backlash. In fact, there are still American military bases in the country, so much so that during World War II, an American air base was established in Greenland against the Nazis, and it continues its operations today as Pippin Space Base. However, there is another secret base located near this one. Camp Century, established in 1958 with Denmark's permission for scientific experiments and included in Project Iceworm, was actually used not only for scientific research, but also to produce nuclear weapons and defense systems against the Soviets. When atomic activities were noticed by the Danish government, it was abandoned in 1968 and remained buried under the glaciers as a secret base. The camp, built entirely under the ice, had enough facilities to carry out all the functions of a modern city: power plants, workshops, offices, a radio station, garages, a waste building, shops, a hospital, living quarters, and even a fitness center. At the heart of Camp Century, there was even a nuclear power plant capable of providing light and heat for this city under the ice. Thanks to this, it is known that soldiers could read and play records in comfortable rooms illuminated by atomic power. Today, those who want to visit Camp Century must obtain special permission. Only approved tours are allowed. The closure of the secret base, however, brought along many conspiracy theories. Claims that secret experiments about aliens were conducted there, that UFOs came and went, and that a massive hole was opened to the center of the Earth are among the assumptions many people still believe and which occupied the media for a long time. However, today we know that in the accessible areas of the base, there are tunnels hundreds of kilometers long under the snow and nuclear missiles established against the Soviet Union. Since most of the secret base is still under the glaciers, there are fears that if the glaciers continue to melt, extremely radioactive waste could leak to the entire world. The American interest in Greenland is not only military, but also to control untouched, limitless underground resources such as oil and natural gas. Greenland is a land of the world's most extraordinary landscapes, a country of adventurers and explorers. It's a place where survival adventures are experienced for tourism, where killer whales pass by you when you go out to sea by canoe, where planes that crashed years ago among the glaciers can still be visited, where seals and reindeer appear everywhere, and where polar bears come with surprises. It's a country where you can dive into freezing seas and embark on an endless journey between glaciers by ship, where people have to look at the world differently and struggle to survive. Unfortunately, it is expected that all the glaciers in the country will melt in a very short time. This is an international issue that will open the door to major disasters, both for the people there and for the rest of the world. I don't know whether you will have the chance or feel the need to go and see it before all this happens, but don't forget this: Greenland does not belong to this world. It is the magical land of ice and loneliness.